Saturn is called the queen of the planets of the solar system. Saturn has more appeal than any other planet, as its mysterious rings have intrigued scientists and ordinary people for years.
In 1979, the Pioneer 11 spacecraft flew by Saturn and sent back some information about Saturn. But that information was insufficient. Space technology was not that advanced at that time.
The quality of the pictures taken on the Pioneer was also not that good. It was a flyby mission on that one. Flyby missions usually involve spacecraft flying past a planet or satellite and sending back as much information as possible.
Spacecraft then do not land on or orbit any planets or satellites. Landing or orbiting can collect relatively perfect detailed information about the planet or satellite. The Pioneer spacecraft sent back some low-quality images of Saturn.
The need to send a special spacecraft to uncover the perfect and detailed information from the very interesting planet Saturn was pressing in the minds of scientists.
From this dissatisfaction of Madhu, a mission is hatched, which will be a mission exclusively for Saturn. The Cassini-Huygens mission was later born from that chart.
Science. My career has been based on Cassini, so it's really hard to see that go.
Note that after Pioneer 11, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 passed by Saturn. They were also flyby missions. However,
a few of Saturn's moons were discovered in good quality images, and the idea of Saturn's rings became somewhat clearer. From this, scientists became more interested in a separate mission. In 1997, after much speculation, the longtime dream of scientists became a reality.
After research, planning, testing, and construction, it was launched on October 15, 1997 from Cape Canaveral Station in Florida. The mission is jointly managed by NASA, Europe's ESA, and Italy's ASI. The entire mission is collectively called the Cassini-Huygens mission.
Why is it called Cassini and why did Huygens come? The history of Saturn is behind it. The spacecraft is named Cassini after the Italian astronomer and mathematician Giovanni Domenico Cassini. He discovered the 4 moons of Saturn and the wide rift in Saturn's rings. He discovered this divider with the help of a reflecting telescope while sitting in Paris in 1675.
Cassini will only orbit Saturn, not land on Saturn. Such a rotating spacecraft is called an orbiter. Cassini is about the size of a bus. The European Space Agency and Italy placed a small space probe inside Cassini, which will land on Saturn's moon Titan.
A spacecraft that lands on a planet or satellite is called a lander. The lander placed on Cassini is called the Huygens probe. It is named after the Dutch astronomer Christian Huygens. He discovered Saturn's moon Titan in 1655. The entire mission, consisting of the orbiter and the lander, is called the Cassini-Huygens mission.
Along the way to Saturn, Cassini passes several moons. As a bonus, they also send their data back to Earth. From this point on, it performs flyby missions. As such, it is simultaneously an orbiter, lander, and flyby spacecraft.
After setting off in 1997, it traveled continuously for 7 years and reached Saturn's orbit in 2004. It revolves around Venus, Earth, and Jupiter. Instead of sending Cassini directly to Saturn from Earth, it has been sent around a bit. Because sending it directly would have required a lot of fuel. Carrying more fuel means getting heavier. Being heavier means launching becomes more challenging.
The question may arise, if you send it straight, it will take less fuel. If you circle the planet a few times, the distance will be longer, so the fuel will be more. In fact, even if the distance is long, the fuel will be less. Some laws of physics are working behind it. When an object is hurtling toward a massive planet, it is accelerated by the planet's gravitational pull.
Again, due to high velocity, the object does not fall directly to the planet, but moves away in an elliptical orbit. There is a reason behind why it will move without falling into the planet. This is according to the principle of conservation of angular momentum. Even if the object moves, the velocity that was increased by the force of gravity remains the same. Speed increases but no fuel is required. In this way, the speed of a spacecraft can be increased many times by using the gravity of several planets.
Acceleration using the planet's gravity is called gravity assist. The process of accelerating a spacecraft by using the gravity of a heavy planet is called the slingshot effect in physics.
Cassini has given us a lot in its 20 years of life from 1997 to 2017. Received 2 million commands, traveled 2 billion miles since launch, transmitted 514 gigabytes of science and space data, published 3,039 scientific papers, discovered 7 moons, completed 206 orbits. It completed 132 flyby missions to Saturn's satellites, took 3,032,000 pictures. Scientists from 26 countries of the world worked together.
Not only that, this mission has found all the amazing information about Saturn, Saturn's satellites, and other planets, which makes scientists think in a completely new way. A separate video should be made to talk about those amazing discoveries and information. However, very soon we will have a new video with the details of the discovery of this Chanel Cassini. Do not miss to watch it, but anyway, let's notice the main point of the video.
When Cassini was launched, the mission was set to last until 2008. Due to its utility and positive potential, the time frame was later extended. First in 2008, then in 2010. Notably, it successfully completed the mission in every limit.
A spacecraft will not last forever. Sooner or later it will expire. It ran out of fuel in 2009. In such a situation, the scientist had nothing to do. The spacecraft was left in the hands of an Planetary. But there are risks in letting Cassini loose in Saturn's area. From the data provided by Cassini, scientists have come to know that Saturn's 2 moons have life-sustaining environments. Whether large, small, or microscopic, it is not uncommon for life to exist there. If Cassini were to crash into one of those satellites, it could pose a danger to those creatures.
Cassini could not be shipped 100% sterile. Although it is normal for those microbes to die as a result of traveling in space for a long time, there are still some microbes that can survive in a dormant state even in a highly negative environment. If those germs are released on the satellite, they can cause an epidemic in an instant. Epidemics occur in the world due to new germs that have mutated from old germs. In city after city, people, animals, and birds died and became desolate. It takes a long time for humans to develop resistance against this semi-familiar, semi-unknown germ. As such, it goes without saying how difficult it would be to resist a completely new and unknown bacterium from an alien planet. Moreover, Cassini's parts, radioactive atoms, etc., can also damage the satellite. Saturn and Saturn's satellites are basically our property. It doesn't make sense to risk destroying your own resources. Although not earthly wealth, it is bound by celestial morality. So scientists started thinking about what to do with Cassini. Some say it's supposed to send it out of the solar system toward the Kuiper belt. Some said it should somehow be inserted into Jupiter's orbit. But the amount of fuel needed to do that is not there. Even if it is possible to go to those places and remain operational, there is a doubt.
In such a situation, scientists thought of another solution. It looks destructive, but is actually very effective and wonderful. The plan is to reverse course and fly through Saturn's atmosphere, causing Cassini to burn up in a high-velocity collision with the atmosphere. Such incidents are constantly happening in the world. The events that take place in the night sky are actually the entry of something from outside the Earth into the Earth's atmosphere.
Cassini is also planned to burn up in Saturn's atmosphere.
Previously, Cassini orbited Saturn from its outer rings. When annihilation is planned, an orbit is chosen that will pass through the ring. Actually, not through the rings, but through the space between Saturn and Saturn's rings. After orbiting 22 times through empty space, it finally crashed into Saturn on September 15th. There is no loss in this destruction. There is victory.
It seems really poetic when you think about it. A spacecraft sent from Earth, a planet billions of kilometers from Saturn, is now part of Saturn. However small, Cassini's debris is now a member of Saturn's family. Cassini has given us new knowledge about the solar system. Cassini will forever be remembered by Earth's civilization for its many important discoveries. Okay, so thanks for watching this video and please subscribe to the channel. Bye.